As soon as you're born, they make you feel small by giving you no time instead of it all, till the pain is so big you feel nothing at all. A working class hero is something to be. A working class hero is something to be. They hurt you at home and they hit you at school. They hate you if you're clever and they despise a fool, till you're so fucking crazy you can't follow their rules. A working class hero is something to be. A working class hero is something to be.
Tom is psychologically a real anomaly.
He begs for understanding in a way, just his actions. You're like, how can you explain Tom Lambert? Not that he needs to be explained to himself, but just to understand this dynamo.
He really does think that by teaching things to people, by helping people learn how to think, that he can change the world.
His integrity, intelligence, I admire him. I just can't explain it.
There's half of him, the ideological half, that in my opinion is absolutely apocalyptic. I mean, the millennium is right around the corner, the end is near.
You're dead in the water. All the social changes occurring in your lifetime are going to knock you over. The swells of water are too great. The waves will knock you over. You're done. History's going to chew you up, spit you out.
But personally and humanly, he is radically different. Personally, he is upbeat, optimistic, cheerful, perennially helpful, courteous, kind, obedient.
There is no way a human being can read 6 hours a day for damn near 40 years and keep your head on straight, unless you're a natural optimist.
So Tom's a complicated guy.
He does see what we do as professors at a college as an extremely important and serious thing.
I've heard it said that he's really more a missionary than he is, an instructor, a purveyor of knowledge. That's not really what he's about. He has a kind of zeal that often comes with somebody who is a true believer, which is kind of ironic because he doesn't believe in anything.
Lambert, in my view, is a man with a calling. And callings, in my opinion, are religious or spiritual in nature. His calling is to be a teacher. It's been my experience that most people who teach are not called to teaching. There are various reasons that they do it, but not because they're called to it. Tom Lambert, in my view, goes to the lecture podium the way a devout priest goes to the altar.
Men tend to make their own religion. And religion is not the same thing as a belief in God. Religion is a man-made institution. I think he would agree with that. And if he indeed has made the classroom his religion, then he practices it very, very well.
Some of those classrooms, G113, G112, 121, 122, have become for me very holy places. Now, I tell the students first day of the semester, I take education a little too seriously, you guys. I try to get around it. Because teaching is far more than a calling for me. It's far more than books and journals and periodicals. It's about soul and spirit. It's about the American way, building individuals so no one will ever con them again, and build a spirit so it can handle adversity. And as Toynbee often said, adversity builds character. And we watch character being built there. And I'm proud to be a part of it.
That he sees teaching in a community college as the greatest gift anybody could ever be given might be regarded by others as a touch of the kind of madness that Don Quixote made his reputation on.
The existential terror of loneliness kind of goes with the territory of the academic world.
Lambert is, to me, in some ways like Don Quixote. He is charging windmills.
And like everything else in my life, if one is good, two is better. I have, taken a very extreme position on that, and in that sense, I'm certifiable. In that sense, I am outside of the framework of the existing culture, and that has made me marginal beyond belief.
He does perceive his classroom as either a fortress or a cathedral or a hall of parliament or Wall Street, depending on you've been in his classroom. I mean, what is it exactly that he teaches? I think in great part life.
Your heroes should not be Donald Trump or Michael Jordan or Warren Buffett or Tiger Woods. Your hero should be your mother. That's the poor soul that suffers and gave and hoped and suffered and gave and hoped, and what did she get back? Well, the kid gets to be 14, 15. Screw you, Mom. I don't have to listen to this. And she's got a dream because she's going to work in a job she's hated for years. If you don't get your life under control for yourself, do it for your mother. The worst of mothers give far more than they've ever taken from you. The worst of them. That's why every culture's got commandments. All religions are basically the same. You've got something like thou shalt honor thy father and thy mother. You got it in every culture. As societies become more industrialized, the family unit gets smaller and weaker. And it's relatively easy not to care much about mom, but they're the heroes. Most of those women should have blown their brains out years back, up against odds that are all stacked against them, and hanging, just persevering through life. And perseverance is a virtue in all the religions.
He talks about money.
Money is made by knowledge now, not by the strength of your back or the strength of your arms. It's made by knowledge.
He talks about organization.
Personal income in the month of January for the average American went up 0.6%. But personal spending for the average American went up 0.7%. In other words, we're spending more than we're making.
He talks about family life.
Romantic love is the concept we have for family life in America.
He talks about government.
What's guiding the behavior of the human beings in the buildings of the government? The ideals of the democracy.
He talks about storyline.
So he spoke in parables, stories, so that mom and dad could take the stories home and teach the little ones informally.
He talks about tradition.
One husband, wife, kids, but you're living with grandma and grandpa, related to in-laws and outlaws, okay? Cousins, aunts, uncles, all living around you, related to blood. You have ceremonies together all the time.
He talks about values.
You have values and beliefs in your head. You need to know where they came from and how they were built and why they were built.
Good God. He calls it Sociology 101.
So don't get cranky over your cultural notions of victimology. Well, let's say you're at Livingston Manor, born and raised, and you were raped 6 times by your Uncle Harry. Who cares? I'm here to tell you that capitalism doesn't care. If you expect to eat, you got to get over that. Are you with me? If you carry that in your soul and heart every day, well, I don't have time to do this. I can't do that. I'm so mad. The only one that ultimately gets hurt by that is you again. You get hurt at the beginning and then you get hurt all your life. You're the only one that can turn the switch off on that. And I'm here to tell you, the earlier you turn it off, the better off you're going to be.
I think he's a priest, and when I really want to irritate him, I tell him that, and it always works. It always irritates him.
Down the road, nobody cares about you but you. Yes, no, and Jesus sound like such a preacher. And this is the job that priests, ministers, and rabbis ought to be doing. But those jerks don't do it because they hang on to too many of their old man-made laws and they forget their message. So here you guys are basically abandoned. I have great confidence in your human spirit. Don't let me down. I cry easy, okay? The spirit is strong. Keep it cultivated. Don't allow victimology to kill your spirit. Battle, and you'll win. You'll win. Adversity builds character. You guys are tough.
If you were to open up Tom Lambert's heart and look inside, I think you'd see mainly three things. The first, and I'm prioritizing these, the first would be a large love for students and colleagues.
You have no idea how grateful I am to all of you. Now, I know I sound as though I'm nasty to some of you and cruel. I'm the best friend you got.
The second would be a love of teaching.
There's never been a morning, ever, when I would get up in the morning and think I've got to go to work. Never. And I will teach till I die.
And the third would be a love of Sullivan County Community College.
Sullivan, to its credit, is a healing institution. State University of New York is often referred to Sullivan as the miracle in the mountains. The place that never should have been built to begin with. And we not only survive, but we heal people in ways that are almost unique to that little place. And whoever has taught there for any period of time knows that, and the staff knows that, and the administration knows that. Entertainment is a tranquilizer. Watch how subdued you feel after you watch movies in your VCR for an hour and a half. You don't want to do nothing except get some more popcorn. That's exactly what the society needs, to keep everybody under control. It's worked beautifully. It's done by design. I'm going to tell you something. I'm the only friend you've got. Everybody else has systematically lied to you. Because it's the nature of culture to lie. That's its job. Are you with me? My job in sociology is to cut through the culture and say, no, this is the real deal. Here's where you are in this system. It doesn't care about you to begin with. We've got alcohol for you. We've got drugs for you. We've got lots of entertainment for you. Okay, lots of it. That's one of the reasons we have it, for the masses. To preoccupy their emotions so they don't realize how much sociological trouble they're in. Everybody's got a lie. An organized lie is called a society. Crime rate's high. We got more people in prison in America than ever in the history of man. I need to drink a little. Juvenile delinquency is up. Alcoholism and drug abuse is up. These are all pathologies. Even though we're sitting in one spot, a couch potato, doing nothing. That's guaranteed death. That'll kill you. Mental institutionalization is up. Suicide is up. Need to roll in the hay with Fast Martha or Handsome Harry. Divorce and separation are up. Child abuse and neglect are up. Are you with me? You've got to feel good. Don't want anything getting away. From the day you were hatched, you've not heard any good news about anything. You got used to it. You got used to the bad news. What if the masses got up tomorrow and all figured out together we have no hope? They'd wreck the joint. Our plan has worked. You've bought off the masses. We're not rioting in the street. We're not tearing down the house of the upper middle class guy 4 neighborhoods over. We're not blowing up ShopRite.
And the job of the sociologist is to figure out, how did the lie get built and how's it working? You guys are proof positive the lie's working beautifully. Here you be. It's gorgeous to watch.
When he was about between 1.5 and 2, I was working at a plant about 1.5 blocks away from where he lived. And during my lunch hour, I would take a run up to visit my sister and her baby, Tom. And he saw me coming. The minute he saw me, he scooted into the other room and got a book and said, "Booka, booka, booka." He wanted me to read to him. That's how early he was book-minded, you know?
All I know is Tommy was always unique. He was always doing something that caused his mother to get gray hair.
But nice stuff. I mean, nothing was...
Oh no, but he gave his mother a tough time.
His thrill was to walk up this short street, that they lived on, and pick up stones. In those days, you were allowed to park on the street, and he'd pick up stones and break car windows. What a thrill for that kid to hear that glass tinkle. So he was just, boy, he got a lot of warm backs from that.
I was marginal as a kid, alone in the woods all the time, suffering in the basement with blood coming out of my ears and skin when I was on sun too long.
How about the time that they hung up the big sheet out of the Catholic high school? I forget what the sheet said, but Tom was already a rebel, if I can use the terminology. He was already dancing to a different drummer back in those days, when he was a junior in high school, besides being a young man taking care of his family.
When Tommy was a young man, he couldn't say 2 words without stuttering. It was horrible, but I'm sure Sister has elaborated on that.
Sister Celestine wound up being the human being that changed my life. As you know, I stuttered all my life, and I was afraid to speak publicly.
Well, I tell you, Tom, I called on you to read. Probably it was English. And you put the book in front of your face so that I wouldn't see the contortions that you had to go through to make those sounds. Your voice was a voice that I had never heard before. It had a certain ring to it, a certain tone to it that I thought, something has to be done with this child. And after a few thoughts about it, and I was in charge of forensics at that time, I asked you to join forensics.
Forensics, which is the public speaking program the school had.
I thought, I can't let Tom go on like this. It's too good of a voice not to be heard. I remember the first meet that we had with Ridgeway High School in forensics one night after school. And I remember you telling me that you left school and went home and got dressed with a shirt and tie and a coat. And you told me when you came back, you said to your mom, if I make it today, I'm going to be all right. And you engaged in the competition, and you made it.
Of all the human beings in my entire life, other than Mom and Dad, you have had the greatest influence on me and changed me and gave me the will to take on my weakness
I'm
every
glad
day.
for that.
Experience is it made me so inward, so marginal, so alone, so abnormal, so so isolated that it helped me learn sociology better, quicker. I was more natural at it than most. And I often wonder if I didn't stutter, if I'd be any good at this business at all. And to this day, stuttering has turned out to be a great asset for me. It has given me far more than it has taken, and it has molded my personality and created a career, created sociology for me, and opened up the intellectual world and made me very marginal.
Then after that, you lost your dad. I felt so sorry for you. But I believe it was supposed to be that way. I can never question the workings of God and His grace. It was supposed to be that way.
He passed away in June, and Tom would be 16 in the coming November. And guess what? Tom just took over the manhood of the house like you wouldn't believe. And he went ahead and got a job carrying groceries out, and the poor kid had foot problems, and I would just feel so bad when he'd come home from work, and he could hardly walk anymore, you know, but he had to make that money for his mother. That was the kind of kid he was. Of course, then he grew up.
10th grade then was a big change for me. I grew up fast. I went through my own private rites of passage into manhood as a little kid. Stuttering made me marginal. Sun allergy made me marginal, and Dad's death early on in life made me marginal. All three of those have molded me.
Society is like an organism. It's born, it grows, it matures, it gets old, and it dies. What stage do you think America is in today? Infancy, adolescent, maturity, senility, age of transition. We're dying. We're at the tail end of the age of transition. We're dying on time. This is a textbook case of a society falling apart. There aren't any bad guys, okay? When the society falls apart, then what happens? You build a new one. Who builds a new one? The symbol-shifting magicians. You make up stuff. Who's that going to be? You guys. Your music is desperately trying to do it now. Desperately trying. It'll come. So gradually, you've got to enter this next period of infancy again, where history starts all over. How long do you think it took ancient Egypt to go through these stages and ultimately die? Almost 4,000 years. How long did it take Rome to go through the stages? Not quite 800. How long has it taken America? 300 years to get through this. Why? You explain to me which determinant is forcing societies to get through this cycle at quicker and quicker intervals. Technology, especially technology of communication. How long is the next cycle going to last? Most sociologists and futurists argue it'll last about 40 years, in and out. No generation in history has ever lived through more than one stage, much less lived through an entire cycle. Here you poor souls are. You're born in the age of transition, born when the society's fallen apart. From the time you were born, nothing good has happened to you. All you've heard are things wrong. The government's not right, the family of mine broke apart, the church that Grandma talks about, I don't even know where it is anymore. Are you with me? Crime, juvenile delinquency, child abuse, drug abuse, alcoholism, nitwits all over the place, one form of pathology after another. So that's your bloody life. You're tired of it. Some of you guys are looking for spiritual anything. Some of you will try AA, okay? Some of you will deal with the ashram. Some of you will become born-again Christians. Others will become Jews for Jesus. You're flipping and flopping. You're looking and you're searching. That is normal at the end of the age of transition. Normal. That has to happen. You're doing what history wants you to do. Okay? And don't let your parents tell you that you're not being directed by history. You are. You guys are beautiful to watch. And sociologists are watching you guys like the plague. How are you going to hold your marbles together in high-speed change? You need all the concepts of a good symbol-shifting magician. Just be able to anchor yourself through high-speed change. Going back to Little House on the Prairie, when America was in adolescence, all you needed to have is a strong God and a strong back. All you needed. You didn't have to know much. You poor souls. You've got to learn about America. You've got to learn about Japan and China and stocks and bonds and skills and computers and mathematics. And before you know it, you're saying, by the time you're 18, I'm tired of all this.
He is as committed as anybody I've ever seen to teaching and learning. And I think there's a level at which teaching and learning bypass education and go into other realms. I mean, what is more archetypal? What is more profound than to really be able to bring another person along by introducing them to a world about which they know very little, or to teach them a new way to put the component parts together so you get a whole. That's what he does.
I can't even begin. I don't know. He's one of those people that you meet and you just know, like there's something about him.
Mr. Lambert. He's a very caring man. Not to say he's the Paul Revere, but he is giving people a wake-up call.
He's made me think totally different of myself in the world. There's just so many things that I didn't know.
He's given me the information. He's showed me the door to the information.
Maybe I knew what he was telling me, but he was just able to put it in a way that I could say, yeah, you know, that's me, that's right.
He just let the world open itself up to me. It's the things that I knew were going on, but I didn't know how they were going on. And then he breaks it down.
He made me feel that I wasn't so crazy.
That like lessened my frustration because I know that in all the chaos, there's an order behind it.
I would sit there with my mouth open in just amazement listening to this man that was telling me for the first time in my life, someone was telling me the truth about everything.
He doesn't baffle you, or buffalo you with a lot of BS. He's straight and to the point. He's a realist.
He was honest, I'd have to say, and he's right. He is your best friend.
He helps me to see my own truth, not even his. Because even if his opinion differs from mine, it helps me get perspective to my own. I love talking to him.
It's the truth. He's definitely affected my life.
Truthfully, he affected me a lot, and I have to give him 1,000 thank yous.
Strange things have happened that never before. My baby told me I would have to go. I can't be good no more, once like I did before. I can't be good, baby, honey, because the world gone wrong. Feel bad this morning, ain't got no home, no use in worrying 'cause the world gone wrong. I can't be good no more, once like I did before. I can't be good, baby, honey, because the world gone wrong. I told you, baby, right to your head, if I didn't leave you, I would have to kill you dead. I can't be good no more, once like I did before. I can't be good, baby, honey, 'cause the world gone wrong. I tried to be loving and treat you kind, but it seemed like you never right. You got no love in mind. I can't be good no more, once like I did before. I can't be good, baby, honey, 'cause the world's gone wrong. If you have a woman and she don't treat you kind, praise the good Lord to get her off your mind. I can't be good no more, once like I did before. I can't be good, baby, honey, because the world gone wrong. Said when you've been good now, can't do no more, just tell her kindly there is a front door. I can't be good no more, once like I did before. I can't be good, baby, honey, because the world's gone wrong.
He is the best teacher I've ever seen in my life.
Pack up my suitcase, give me my hand. I used to ask me, baby, 'cause I'll never be back.